Over 50,000 fans at Goodison Park about to enjoy one of the most exciting and dramatic FA Cup semi-finals in years as Liverpool face Manchester United. The Battle of the Giants, they called it. What a match it was at Goodison Park yesterday. First, though, let's savour the atmosphere as the teams came onto the field.
So this is why Liverpool manager Joe Fagan calls it the biggest test of nerve, and while United's Ron Atkinson adds, this weekend will either be the best of the season or the worst for many a long year. For these two teams, the stakes are a place in the sun at Wembley in the final next month. And for this Liverpool team, well, they're seeking the first win for their club in the FA Cup over Manchester United since 1921, and revenge for that league defeat a fortnight ago. Their team is the one that beat Panathinaikos of Greece in midweek. Sammy Lee continues in midfield for the injured Steve Nicol, and Jim Beglin is at left-back for Alan Kennedy, also injured. Well, full-back Beglin, 21, from the Republic of Ireland, makes his first FA Cup appearance after scoring in that European Cup tie on Wednesday night. And in the Manchester United side is Frank Stapleton, whose fine header at Anfield 2 weeks ago beat Liverpool in the league. And Frank lines up in a United team that's got Gary Bailey returning to goal after badly cashing a leg, and Norman Whiteside to the midfield, having recovered from a back injury. The referee is George Courtney of Spennymoor in County Durham. And it's Liverpool, all in yellow, who get us underway on this raw and blustery afternoon here on Merseyside. A wind that will only serve, I imagine, to twist the nerves of both sides a little tighter. Liverpool in a chain strip of yellow, Manchester United in their traditional red. And quickly a free kick for Liverpool in the opening half-minute. Taken by Kenny Dalglish, floated in there, and behind for the goal kick. Beglin. And it'll be a throw to Liverpool. So wait for the return of the ball. And Jim Beglin will take the throw. Getting there before Dalglish, but McDonald then beat him to it. Gidman. Hughes. Finding Strachan, who's having a lively spell, and his ball encouraging Stapleton to make the break, but Hansen was quicker. So Gidman, what looks as though it might be a long throw for Manchester United. Grobbelaar went for it, lost it, and a chance there. Oh, and what a chance missed there by Whiteside. He couldn't have realised what an open possibility that was. From the moment Grobbelaar went for that ball there and lost it, and it came there, and the goal now is empty, apart from Walk, but the chance was a golden one for Manchester United, and lost for them by Norman Whiteside. Neil. It's a long, long clearance. Whiteside might get behind this one. Claims the corner, gets it off Phil Neal. So whereas Bruce Grobbelaar can hardly reach the halfway line with his clearances, with the wind against him, that massive clearance by Bailey suddenly put United into a good position. Again, you can see the nets spilling out through this wind as Strachan puts one in there. Grobbelaar went for it and missed it, and lost it a second time as well. And it's another corner. Grobbelaar claiming that he was fouled, but Liverpool let off the hook twice, and this, with only 24 minutes of the game gone, is the 6th corner for Manchester United. Treacherous conditions for a goalkeeper. And more problems possibly there. And he couldn't quite get to that one, but he got above Hogg enough to make his presence felt. Gitman turning it back again. Stapleton's header. Here's Strachan, finding Whiteside, finding Strachan, and stopped by Hansen, but corner number 7. And the United fans getting behind their team now, as Olsen prepares to put more pressure on this Liverpool defence. Curling it in there, helped by the breeze. Grobbelaar, oh, and he lost it again, and Strachan trying to return it. It comes off Dalglish. MacDonald eventually getting it away. Dalglish looking for Rush. Orbiston getting it back safely. Grobbelaar's ball. Just look at them packed in there. It's a magnificent stadium and traditionally the home of the Blues of Everton. I don't think they've seen as much red around here for many, many years. Hughes, Gitman, stopped by Hansen. United throw again. Territorially, there's no doubt they've had the better of the first half. But Dalglish finding Hansen. Rush getting a header back, but Lee couldn't get there quickly enough. It's McGrath again for Manchester United. Now Whiteside. Olsen. Whiteside again. Playing it on once more for Stapleton. The cross coming in, and it's another goal kick. No doubt that number 4 there, Whiteside, is quite a different proposition now as a midfield player. He's a player that certainly the Liverpool fans love to hate. They think he's a little too rugged for their taste, but he's certainly been pretty effective in this first half. Much time as George Courtney looks at his watch, but he will add on. He's checked with both linesmen. Whelan. Rush. He's hardly had a say in the first half. So well has he been marked. Oh, a mistake there by Hansen. Can Hughes get in? Not enough support for him. Maybe he won't need it. Into the side netting. Well, it's a rare mistake by Mr. Consistency, Alan Hansen, but it lets Hughes in. Sadly for him, there wasn't enough support. He tried his luck, and it ends up a goal kick. And that brings to the end a first half, which, as we all expected it would be, is tight and competitive. And neither goalkeeper really, neither Bruce Grobbelaar nor Gary Bailey, really with a serious shot to save. But plenty of pressure, plenty of tension, and the prize, of course, is such a big one. The half-time score here at Goodison Park is Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. So Manchester United get the second half underway. They now attack the goal to our left. The wind is as high almost as it was in the first half. Hansen struggling to get back there, and it's a throw to Manchester United. Kidman with the throw. Hansen's header. Strachan. Oh, Hughes. Straight at Grobbelaar. Sprightly start there for Manchester United. But the angle really was a little too tight, I think, to trouble Grobbelaar too much. Hogg's header. Robson's clearance. Stapleton on the chase, but he's got Lawrenson to contend with. Dalglish getting there fractionally before Hogg. Although it was Hogg who, in fact, with the longer legs, got the clearance in. And now Rush. And a foul by McGrath on Ian Rush, providing Liverpool with a free kick just outside the Manchester United penalty area. Walk is poised on the far side of the area, so too is Whelan. It might be a little clipped one by Dalglish in that direction. It's played for Beglin to drive it off Whiteside. Olsen. And now Albiston. Lawrenson. Oh, it's not often that Lawrenson makes that sort of mistake. And now Strachan is through. And Grobbelaar there saves twice. He wasn't too sure about the second one, but a mistake by Lawrenson was very nearly punished there by the little Scot. And United aren't done yet, as Hughes crosses it deep this time towards Whiteside, and it might come for Olsen. Just wide. The chances were there for Manchester United, and mostly they were of Liverpool's making. Grobbelaar didn't get to it, and it came out to little Jesper Olsen. And he scuffed at it, really. Off McGrath's head, but Hogg is there, getting it back to Bailey. He really has not been troubled in this game, Gary Bailey. Lee. Leg is up for an offside. Strachan to Robson. Bit of space possibly for Kidman. The throw to be taken by John Kidman, who not only had 64 games here for Everton, but was also an apprentice with Liverpool. Well, here he is with the throw. Went over Beglin's head. Might come for Hughes! Brilliant save by Grobbelaar. Lightning reactions there from the Liverpool keeper. And all coming from a throw. And Beglin couldn't make a contact. Hughes turning Hansen well. And there's his shot, and a fine reaction save. Well, it's a corner then for Manchester United, which the little Dane Jesper Olsen will take. 12 minutes into the second half. Stapleton's backward header. Hansen's missed kick, but he got it at the second go. Albiston turning it back. Whelan coming out quickly. McGrath looking comfortable and assured. Back to Bailey. And the crowd here today, 51,690, and the receipts £315,000, which is a record for Goodison Park. That came off Olsen, but it'll be a Liverpool throw, and they want to make a substitution. They're going to take off John Walk. Well, he's had a tremendous season at Walk with 24 goals. He's their top scorer. There must be a slight fitness problem there. Well, he's coming off, and here's Paul Walsh coming on. 7 goals so far he's scored this season, one of them in the cup. It's such a battle to find an opening here. Maybe Rush can now. Well, he's brought down, and it's a free kick. Both defences have been absolutely superb. It's probably attacking football that brings the fans in. But I think when they get here, they also appreciate fine defensive qualities as well. And certainly both sides have shown those in plenty today. But here's a chance then for Liverpool to do some attacking. McDonald, Dalglish, Beglin and Lee are behind it. Might be a little dipper from Kenny Dalglish. George Courtney getting the wall back 10 yards, which might give him a little more leverage. He's curled it just wide. Oh, there was a moment for Bailey to worry about there, but Dalglish's free kick going wide. Here's Gidman. Robson stopped by Dalglish, but another little Scot. Strachan is there for United. And a foul by Hughes on Hansen. And the free kick already taken. The referee allowing it to be taken quickly. And then while Lee was looking up to see what was on, gets himself dispossessed. But here's Whelan. Now Lee again. Dalglish, it'll come for Robson. A careful header for Stapleton. Strachan outside him. More as a decoy. Stapleton going on. Played back towards Olsen and then Orbistone, and that came off Phil Neal. That could have caused a problem or two. Corner given. The signal for Graham Hogg to go forward. And this time Big Paul McGrath has stayed back. So Hogg right in front of Grobbelaar there. Whiteside also at the near post. Stapleton in there too. And Strachan will take this corner. Coming up to 25 minutes of the second half. And Robson! The England and United captain has at last found a way through. It might well have taken a deflection along the way, flicked on well there in the first place, and Robson meeting it, and in fact it glanced off Hughes, but Robson, I think, will be the man who claims it. Well, they had such disappointment in the UEFA Cup, but it's coming good for United now. And for Joe Fagan, there's a problem. Dalglish. McDonald played in towards Rush. McGrath's there. You never write off Liverpool. And they've got a throw. Crosses a deep one, and Bailey there. There wasn't an awful lot to spare, in point of fact, after Dalglish had played that in. Neal. The feet were high by Olsen. It's a free kick to Liverpool. Sammy Lee will take it. Towards Walsh. And he's got a corner. Like a terrier there, swarming around Graham Hogg, getting what he could. And believe it or not, it's only Liverpool's second corner of the game. Orbison does some organising. Lee crosses it in. It could easily so have gone in from Hansen. Beglin. Everybody now pressed into the United half of the field. Whiteside. Neil. It's a time when the old heads at Liverpool side, the Phil Neal is on the ball at the moment, the Kenny Dalglish's and so on, have got to find a way through. No handball. Accidental, said the referee, by Walsh. Olsen. Hughes. Who will no doubt make a claim for the goal, but I think it'll be hard to take it off Brian Robson. And certainly I think Bruce Grobbelaar had very little opportunity with that wicked deflection. Stapleton, but the ball falls conveniently for Kevin McDonald for Liverpool. Here's Hogg. Hughes battling away and winning that battle against Phil Neal. More than that, finding Whiteside, Stapleton, Whiteside. Here's Strachan, played in quickly, but straight to Grobbelaar. The minutes are dragging for them. McGrath once again. Beglin with the cross. Hogg up above Rush. Lee now. Whelan. Whelan again. A brilliant goal by Ronnie Whelan. They are going mad. And at the other end of the field, Bruce Grobbelaar was punching the air, and no wonder, as Lee plays it in. A lovely little touch. And Whelan curling the ball. What a fantastic goal that was. Ronnie Whelan. And 1-1 with about 3 minutes left. So we could well be on our way to extra time, unless there is something totally dramatic now in the 3 minutes that remain. What an astonishing goal by Ronnie Whelan. Absolutely inch perfect, beyond the sprawling reach of Gary Bailey, and you could hardly have got it better between the crossbar and the post. McGrath. Well, just proving again that you never write off Liverpool, especially when there's a man like Ronnie Whelan around with a shot like that. Whelan. Strachan. Grobbelaar's coming there and he'll get it. Walsh. And Albiston away. Whelan. Stapleton. A touch for Olsen. Flicking it for Stapleton. We've 1 minute left. A thrust now would be the decisive one without any question. Grobbelaar right out of his penalty area. And it wasn't the time for fun and games, it was the time to let the ball roll for the goal kick. Kidman slicing it into touch. Referee looking at his watch. We've had 45 minutes, he's checking with both linesmen. If the thrust were to come now, it looks as though it would come from Liverpool's end. Can Lee get there first? No, Albiston got there a fraction before him. Ronnie Moran out of the dugout to keep this pressure on Manchester United. Whelan, MacDonald. Hansen planting it forward again towards Rush. Hogg again beating him in the air. And Kidman away to Strachan. Whelan played in again for Rush. Walsh trying to get in there, and it's Olsen right back doing the defending. Suddenly the pressure and the pendulum was swung against Manchester United, but the whistle's gone for the end of 90 minutes. And we get 30 minutes now of extra time. What a remarkable finish, when you really would have thought, or begun to think at any rate, even allowing for their famed finishes, that Liverpool might be dead and gone. Suddenly they were right back in it. And United, who may well have been planning a trip to Wembley, now they know they have more work to do. So Liverpool then start this period of extra time. They now attack the goal to our left. Neil. Dalglish. Now, who can last the better? Remember, Liverpool had such a tough European game on Wednesday night. Manchester United played the previous night at Sheffield, so they both had midweek games. Dalglish. So often psychologically the pendulum continues to swing with a side that's just pulled themselves out of the hole. So that might just favour Liverpool. Now the Liverpool fans, they never give up. And they never lose faith. Whelan. Hogg held off for a moment. Lee on the right. That's an interesting cross there towards Whelan again, and Rush gets it down for MacDonald. Played for Phil Neal, trying to quicken it up and find Dalglish, who claims he was fouled inside the box. The referee didn't want to know. That looked to be handball. He didn't want to know about that. And in the end, it comes for Stapleton. Lawrenson backing off just for a moment. And on this right-hand side is Strachan. And Grobbelaar has stopped him. Good work by Grobbelaar, but it's not over yet. Well, it was amazing how much space Liverpool allowed little Strachan on that far side of the penalty area from where the move was developing. Good work by Grobbelaar, though. Now Rush. Smashed it across the face of the goal, and in fact, quite right, the deflection came off a United defender, and for a Liverpool corner. The first real, rather menacing flash we've seen from Ian Rush in the whole game. Walsh. And taken by Bailey. Good shot on the turn there by Walsh. Foul by Goodman. Grobbelaar watches then as Beglin plants the ball into the United area. Whelan again. Right side. Stopped easily that time by Phil Neal. Whelan. Touch for Rush. Back again for Dalglish. Oh, he damaged Strachan well there. That came off Strachan's hands, but again it wasn't intentional. And the little Scot finds Frank Stapleton as United comes springing forward now. Hughes has made a dart towards the near post. Here's Mark Hughes, Lawrenson with him. Stapleton again. Olsen's in a bit of space on the far side. A deflection and a goal! United back in the lead. And although it was deflection off a defender. Stapleton will claim it. There's Stapleton. Play through for Hughes. Hughes gets it back to him again. And he's got time to steady himself. And although Grobbelaar dived, the deflection was enough to beat him. And Manchester United are back in the lead. Well, both the United goals, in fact, coming from deflections. One from one of their own men and one from a defender, but Stapleton will claim it. And now Liverpool have got it to do all over again. Dalglish, goal kick. Strachan. Olsen. Well, he again tried to get it through for Stapleton and very nearly succeeded. There's Olsen again. This time it's Whiteside taking up the running. The little chip by him and Grobbelaar saving well. Kidman for Robson and Liverpool's throw. The strain is certainly telling on a number of those faces out there now, and it must be also on the legs and lungs too. Just coming to the end of the first period of extra time. Lawrenson, as the whistle goes. I don't think George Courtney will allow the managers to come on, although Ron Atkinson's on. Normally you turn straight round and get on with it. Fagan deciding that the players know what's wanted of them. And it'll be Manchester United who get this final period of extra time underway. Leading, remember, by 2 goals to 1. Strachan. Now what awaits us in this remaining 15 minutes? Robson. Quick on the break, but not so good with the finish. Well, they've got a few vantage points around Goodison Park this afternoon. Remember, the crowd of over 51,000 here. Comes for Lee, played in towards Dalglish. This could be interesting. Back again for Walsh, just to clear that United crossbar. And that's why you don't write off Liverpool. Dalglish at the centre of it all. And once Hogg had narrowed it back there and Walsh was coming in quickly, as you can see, there wasn't much to spare. McDonald, the chase is on. Lawrenson manfully after it and headed away that time by Bailey. Here's Walsh, trying to get something on the turn. He might come for a rush. Can he do it yet? No, it was blocked, but probably by 2 United defenders, Albiston and Hogg. Even at this late stage in the afternoon, they know they dare not take their eyes off Ian Rush for more than a second. You can almost feel the tension in the air now. Robson, Whiteside, into touch. And in amongst the Man United fans, Neil with the throw, looking for someone to throw it to. And McDonald belts it forward and the flag is up for an offside. The referee hasn't spotted it and the flag has come down. Dalglish. The cross comes in towards Rush. And Walsh. And they've equalised again. But what United will say is the linesman had his flag up and the referee didn't spot it, and the flag went down as the referee allowed the game to go on. United will feel aggrieved, but Liverpool are delighted. Dalglish played it in, and although it was Rush's header in the end, it's Walsh who finally forces it over the line. There's Dalglish's cross. Rush at last showing true Rush form. A great leap by Bailey. He couldn't hold it out, and Walsh who shepherds it over the line. 2-2. What an astonishing semi-final this has been. Twice Manchester United have been planning their trip to Wembley, and twice Liverpool dramatically have said, hold on a second. Well, we've had 30 seconds of time added on. The referee, looking at his watch, put it to his ear to make sure it was still going. And this dramatic semi-final is over at last, except that they have to meet again at Main Road, Manchester, on Wednesday night. What an amazing finale. At the end of 90 minutes, when United thought they were there, and Whelan popped up with his magical goal. Again in extra time when United thought they were there, and this time Rush and Walsh between them provided the saviour again for Liverpool.
That really was a most amazing afternoon, I can tell you. To be there live was some experience, and even now, 24 hours later, watching it again, it just makes that old heart beat a little bit faster. I hope you enjoyed it too. But as you saw, it was not without its controversy right at the end. The linesman had his flag up moments before that second Liverpool equaliser. The referee took no note of it. The linesman put it down again, and Paul Walsh made sure we had a replay. Well, we'll talk about that incident in a moment. But first, here's Elton Welsby with those two Liverpool lifesavers.
Well, here are the two delighted Liverpool goal scorers. Ronnie Whelan first. It was really quite a semi-final, Ronnie, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the end, I thought it was a very good game. The atmosphere was great. We struggled a bit. But in the end, we got the result we wanted. Well, not really wanted, but we have another go on Wednesday night, so hopefully we can put it right then.
Yes, you did feel in the dressing room afterwards that United possibly held the edge.
Maybe because we didn't play too well ourselves. We didn't battle enough, and we never really got going, passing or anything. So, on the day, I think they were the better side.
Now, you're getting a reputation, and you've had it now for a couple of years, of scoring very important goals. And I think you'd agree the one you got this afternoon was came at a pretty important time, didn't it?
Well, Sammy played it into me there, and I see Neely standing. So I played it into Neely and I asked him to stop it because just for a shot at goal. And I just hit it towards the corner and luckily it went in.
It's your speciality, that, isn't it?
Well, that's two I've got against Gary Burley now, so hopefully get another one next week.
Finally, we can turn across now to Paul Walsh, who scored Liverpool's equaliser with 30 seconds to go. I think it's fair to say you know what it's like to be a Liverpool player now, Paul.
Well, I don't know about that. You might say that. I'm not too sure.
Quite a game, though, to come on as substitute, because it was a furious pace, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a very fast game. The atmosphere is very tense, and I was a bit nervous when I came on, and it took a little while to get into the game, but once I've been on for 10-15 minutes, I started to enjoy it a bit more.
What did Joe Fagan, the Liverpool manager, and the coaching staff actually say to you when you went out there?
Nothing really, just get on with it.
Is that what they have to say to a player of your staff?
You know, there's no real instructions you can give, just go on and do your best.
Now let's take a look at your goal, because it at one stage looked as if Ian Rush might score it. Here you go, Paul.
Yeah, all I remember was Kenny getting out on the left-hand side, and he chipped a great ball to the far post where Rushy was, and got up very well and just knocked it back. Well, I think he went for the goal. Gary Bailey just got his fingertips to it, and it just bobbled right nicely for me in front of the goal. It was a bit of a difficult height, and I just sort of bundled it in.
Ron, your reaction when that Liverpool equaliser went in with 30 seconds to go was very annoyed, to say the least.
Yes, I think so, because first and foremost, when the move started, the linesman had his flag up for an offside position. Now, the referee allowed play to go on, and that's really, OK, it was a scrambly old goal. We possibly should have dealt with it better and defended it, but the little bit of anger I was pointing at was the fact the linesman had his flag up on the far side for an offside decision.
Did you speak to the referee at all and try and clarify the issue?
Well, you can't, can you? It's get done. I mean, there's no point. Unfortunately, the referee actually was following play and had his back to the game, and that's really why he didn't give a decision, I felt, because the referee was tremendous. He had a great game, the referee, but it's just one of those unfortunate situations.
Must be a terrible feeling to be denied a place at Wembley with 30 seconds to go at the end of extra time. I mean, you're smiling, but at the time it must have been a real sickening.
It was, and the one, you know, in the end of normal time was, because I genuinely felt we were the better side. I think most people would agree on that. We had the better chances. They possibly didn't play as well as they can do.
Well, we were certainly very, very fortunate today.
I was down here, actually, when both goals went in, both the Liverpool goals, and Ronnie and everybody else leapt out onto the pitch when the first one went in. But when the second one went in, it was pure relief, wasn't it?
Well, that was it. The first one I didn't get up because I thought we were very fortunate to be in the game and get a goal. We'd only had 2 shots at that particular time, and Ronnie's was one of them. So therefore, I never got up. I just sat there, relief, a bit confused about it all, because to me, United played well, played better than us today.
Looking forward to Wednesday now.
Oh, yes, much so. I think we will be a lot better.
That's something to look forward to on Wednesday night. But there was another talking point yesterday. Who did score Manchester United's first goal? Was it Brian Robson, or was the deflection enough to give it to Mark Hughes? Well, here's what Mark Hughes thought about it as we showed it to him afterwards.
Did you actually get a touch to it?
I think it hit me on the way. Whether or not it made any difference, I'm not sure. I haven't looked now. Yeah,
it's coming out now to Brian, isn't it?
Yeah, it broke to Robbo. And yeah, I got a touch there.
Now, who's claiming it?
Well, I don't know. I might do after seeing that, but I don't know if Robbo will be too unhappy about it.
Well, in fact, as Mark suggests, it was not a foregone conclusion, as one pundit has said. There was a debate in the United dressing room, and I gather that Brian Robson generously now has given it to Hughes.